Hi, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you signing in and finding my video. I am assuming that you're here because you are a caregiver or you know somebody who might need some support or some help or some education. So I made this space for caregivers, people just like you who need help, who feel alone, who feel overwhelmed, who feel exhausted. So I made this for you. So why me? Who am I? What do I know? Well, I'm Kym Baresinkoff. I am a registered nurse of 38 years. Started out my career as a candy striper before I went into nursing school. But that spurred on my passion for geriatrics and particularly for people with dementia. Now, caregivers of people with dementia also have particular needs. That's a hard job. I also have personal experience of dealing with people with dementia. I have and had in my family people that have dementia. And over my career, I had the privilege of working with people who were caregivers to their loved ones for quite a few years. And so I could see the struggles that caregivers have had over the years, even in my own family, of how they struggled to make sense of this disease, the fears, so many emotions, and just the logistical things that caregivers have to deal with. So I'm here to let you know that I understand what it feels like to be a caregiver. And I want to help you. I want to help caregivers navigate the healthcare system, to deal with some of the things that may come up as a caregiver. So I started out I actually retired in January from my formal position and decided I'm going to write a book so that would be kind of my starting point for this career, or this part of my life. So I wrote a book early in the year called The Dementia Explosion. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it in the hard copy like this, or you can get it electronically. So it's up to you how you want to do that. But it's not a big book, but man, it's packed with a lot of information. And as you can see, it's not very big. It's a fairly good, quick read. And if you get the hard copy, you can write all over it, write notes, and put sticky tabs in it, just like what I've done with this is my book, as you can see. But it will kind of get you going. It'll help you to understand about communication, the importance of having a routine with your loved one. If you have that kind of influence, for sure. I do touch on certain behaviors, what kinds of things you will see that maybe triggers, things that you can do to prevent the behaviors from happening. I talk about grief for you, but also grief for the person that you're caring for. They say that somebody who's been diagnosed with dementia goes through 3 funerals. 1 with the diagnosis, 2 if they have to go into long-term care, and the 3rd one obviously is when they pass away. So think about that. 3 times people are grieving. Caregivers do the same. They grieve the same. They grieve the person that they love, and as the dementia progresses, they're losing that person. They're still there, but you lose who that person is and who that person is to you. I also touch on preventing burnout and family dynamics, because sometimes families are so big that there's more than just one caregiver, and each person has their own knowledge or lack knowledge, They feel like they only have a certain thing that they can do. So how do you maneuver that? How do you manage other caregivers in the situation? But also to make sure that you utilize that extra support, emotional support, whatever that might look like. So I touch on that in my book. The goal really is I want to empower you to still maintain you, because in the end, your loved one may only survive for the next 5, 8, 10 years, 15 years maybe, depending on when the diagnosis occurred. But if you're 40 or 50 years old, you likely could have another 20, 30, even 40 years left to live. So don't let you die while you're being a caregiver. That's not a really good place to be. So how can I help you? My goal is to really provide support, education, emotional support for people, specifically around caregiving for people with dementia, because that's a whole world of its own. There's lots of caregivers in this world, but if you're a caregiver to somebody with dementia, you know what I'm talking about. So how can I help you? When you think about what you're doing right now, you could be a young caregiver because maybe your parents are older, or maybe you even have a sibling who's got dementia. So you could be 40 years old and you could have a couple of kids. You're trying to get your career off the ground. You have maybe you're trying to get a home. So you've got a relationship you're trying to maintain, and now you're a caregiver to somebody with dementia. You could be kind of middle age and you're at the end of your career and you've got the next 10 years to really pound out the work that you're doing to impact your future, especially towards retirement and getting ready for that. So that provides another set of complex issues. Or you could be like me, who's just retired and trying to maneuver retirement, traveling, having a bit of fun because you've worked so hard your whole life that this is the time to do it, but you're also a caregiver. So how does that look? So I really am looking to support people in that group so that you're not going to lose yourself. You're still going to have a life. And when your loved one is long gone, you still have you. You still know who you are, and you haven't lost yourself in that. So I always say too that if you don't look after yourself and something happens to you, the impact is not just on you, but it impacts other caregivers. It also impacts the person that you're caring for. So your job is to look after you. And I am here to help you, to walk alongside you in this journey, to ensure that you come out of this at the end wise, knowledgeable, educated, maybe a little tired, but you haven't lost yourself. So what can I offer you? My goal is to present regular videos. I don't know how frequently, but that we talk about one small issue that maybe there's a lot of people who are struggling with. Kind of like, why is my mom asking me the same question 5 times over? And I am frustrated beyond belief and I don't know what to do about it. What can I do? So I'll do videos like that will take a small problem and give you an answer that you can walk out of the room and deal with it right away. I also am planning on providing group coaching sessions so that we talk a bit more. I give you a lot more strategies, but there's a whole group of us together. And we can ask questions, we can chat, we can do all kinds of things. It will be virtual, so you can connect with me and other caregivers at that point and get some specific information. I also want to do virtual support groups. In my community currently, there is no support group, which makes me really sad because you need each other. Caregivers need each other because you understand, you have empathy, you know what that challenge is, you know what the struggles are. So I'm going to do a virtual support group. I also want for you to be able to share your stories with one another if you feel comfortable, because I don't know it all, but I'm here to pull you together to ensure that you can share with each other in a safe, honest, and judgment-free community. And we're not here to judge anybody because we all make mistakes. And you need to know that you're human too, and that you can still feel, you're still emotional, you can be exhausted, you could be overwhelmed. But when me and the rest of the people that are participating are here beside you, you can do this. We can cheer you on, we can keep you going. I also want to provide one-on-one consultations, because you may have a situation that you're not getting the information that you need because it's generic, but you're struggling with what to do next. Your loved one might be struggling with a particular situation, or you're not getting what you need out of the healthcare system, or you just need to know the questions to ask, the things to bring up, the things to share, because that will make a difference on what the healthcare system, how they'll respond to your loved one and to you. What kinds of things that, like what to say, what to ask, what to share. All of those things will make a difference, so that you can actually book a consultation with me and ask me specific questions about what to do. I don't diagnose. I'm a registered nurse. So I don't diagnose medical conditions, but I absolutely understand and know, because of my clinical practice, what things to watch for. So how can I help you? I also plan on doing a more intensive course down the road in a couple of months. And with the information and the questions that I'm getting, I want to build you a roadmap of here's where we start and here's where we're going to end up. Take you from the world of chaos and I don't know what's going on to I got this. I'm confident. I can hang in there. I've got people on my side who can help me, who will support me no matter what. So I will let you know. I will do another video when my website is up and running where you can book some of that stuff with me. My goal is to start in September of 2025. So in closing, I know that caregivers can be overwhelmed. They can feel invisible. They can feel stressed. They let their own health go. They let their own mental health go and put it all into the person that they're caring for. That's not the way to do it. You matter, and what you do matters, because your loved one will not survive at home or wherever without you. So what do you do from here? So what I ask, if you don't mind, is you could subscribe on my YouTube channel so that you get notified every time I put up a video. You're welcome to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and it's under my name. I often will share certain things there if you want to. It's up to you which platform is best works for you. My goal is to share some resources. I have tip sheets already made. I'll take questions like FAQs. So what are the questions and what are the answers? Please share with other people. If you know caregivers, or if you have, like, maybe there's like a huge family of 7 people that are caregiving to one person, please share this information with them. They can decide what's going to work for them, what isn't. Again, watch for my website. I will let you know when my website is up and running. And yeah, buy my book. It's not expensive. And it's a place to start. It'll help you kind of get going, especially if you're new to this. And even if you're not, you'll probably pick up a lot of information that will help you today. And then continue to connect with me. So thanks. This is a long journey that you could be on. Not trying to scare you. I just want you to be ready. And I want you to save yourself in all of this. Remember who you are and that you have value. You're not just a caregiver. So thanks again, and talk to you soon.